Your body has been begging you to stop eating so often, but nobody ever taught you to listen. Somewhere between breakfast, lunch, dinner, and endless snacks, we've forgot what real hunger actually feels like anymore. Imagine waking up tomorrow knowing you'll eat only once and nothing else touches your lips all day. Your first reaction is probably fear, maybe even a sense of dread creeping through your stomach immediately. But underneath that fear hides something science is only now beginning to fully understand completely. What if skipping meals isn't punishment, but actually a forgotten key to unlocking hidden strength? For thousands of years, our ancestors never had pantries stocked with snacks or endless food. They hunted, they waited, they endured long stretches without a single bite. That ancient rhythm of feast and famine still lives quietly inside your biology today. When you eat only once a day, you're not just testing willpower or discipline. You're stepping directly into a biological experiment thousands of years in the making. So what really happens inside your body when breakfast simply never comes? What silent switches flip on when your system realizes food isn't arriving soon? The answers are stranger, more powerful, and more unsettling than most people ever imagine. And remarkably, this transformation begins within just a few short hours. The first hours without food genuinely feel like your body is rebelling against you. Your stomach growls loudly, your head feels foggy, thoughts constantly circling back toward food. This is your body's ancient alarm system activating exactly as it was designed. Ghrelin, the hunger hormone, spikes sharply, screaming one simple, urgent message towards your brain: find food immediately, it says, because this isn't hunger yet, it's panic. It's a primal reflex hardwired deep inside you, built purely to keep you alive. But then, unexpectedly, something remarkable happens that almost nobody talks about openly. After several hours pass, the internal noise inside your body slowly quiets itself down. Your body senses food isn't coming, and instead of collapsing, it adapts intelligently. Hormones shift dramatically, hidden energy reserves activate, and your entire system recalibrates itself completely. Strangely, your body becomes sharper, more focused, more alert, instead of weaker. This isn't random chance, it's evolution's most brilliant and elegant survival masterpiece. When food was scarce for our ancestors, dull senses meant certain death quickly. Mild hunger stress triggers mental clarity, a survival advantage still encoded inside your DNA. So while your modern mind panics about hunger, ancient biology calmly prepares for opportunity instead. What feels like deprivation is secretly activation, your body waking primal efficiency long forgotten. Have you ever wondered if hunger is truly physical or simply a conditioned habit? Most people eat because a clock says so, not because their body genuinely demands it. Research consistently shows much of what we call hunger is learned routine, not necessity. When you stop eating multiple times daily, your brain initially rebels against this sudden change. It expects small dopamine hits from every single bite, tiny bursts tied to comfort. But slowly, over days, something extraordinary begins happening inside your rewiring brain chemistry. Your brain starts learning genuine restraint, distinguishing real hunger from emotional craving disguised as need. Within roughly 72 hours of consistent fasting, ghrelin levels naturally begin stabilizing themselves completely. Real physiological hunger becomes clearly distinguishable from emotional craving rooted in boredom or habit. This reveals just how dependent modern humans have become on constant, unnecessary stimulation daily. Food has quietly shifted from pure survival into something closer to entertainment and comfort.
By eating only once daily, you strip away noise and finally hear authentic bodily signals. It's within that silence that true understanding of hunger genuinely begins to emerge, not as an enemy anymore, but as a messenger whispering ancient, forgotten wisdom back. The moment you skip your usual meals, blood sugar quietly begins dropping inside you. Your body senses this shift immediately and calls upon stored internal reserves for balance. Your liver releases stored glucose, keeping your energy steady so you don't collapse suddenly. But as hours stretch longer, something far more profound begins happening beneath the surface. Your body transitions away from burning sugar toward burning stored fat instead, completely. This powerful metabolic shift is known scientifically as metabolic flexibility, a remarkable biological adaptation. Instead of relying on constant external fuel, your cells tap internal reserves finally. For the first time in years, your body burns stored fat purely for energy, not because you're starving, but because you've finally given permission for this process. As insulin levels drop steadily, chronic inflammation throughout your body slowly begins calming down. Scientists have found reduced insulin activity improves weight regulation, mental clarity, and cellular repair. It's as if your body finally exhales after years of constant metabolic chaos inside. Still, this delicate balance requires careful management of every calorie and every energy molecule. One extreme push, one wrong move, and the system tips towards stress instead. This is exactly where the dance between discipline and danger quietly begins unfolding. Insulin acts as the quiet conductor orchestrating your entire metabolic symphony inside constantly. Every single bite sends insulin rushing into your bloodstream, signaling cells to store energy. But when you eat only once daily, insulin finally receives a long overdue rest. Its levels stay low for most of the day, shifting storage mode toward burning. Scientific studies reveal lower insulin levels significantly improve sensitivity, making your body more efficient. This process can reverse early diabetes signs, reduce inflammation, and meaningfully boost longevity naturally. By eating less frequently, you're allowing insulin to rediscover its long-forgotten natural rhythm. However, this transformation never happens instantly, especially during those difficult first few days. You may feel tired, irritable, even dizzy, symptoms of your system recalibrating itself completely. Your metabolism relearns managing energy exactly how it was originally designed long ago. Once insulin finally stabilizes, a quiet internal revolution slowly begins unfolding inside you. Fat starts melting away, not as punishment, but as genuine biological purpose finally. You're no longer feeding constantly, you're freeing your body to heal and evolve. After hours without food, your body enters what scientists call metabolic switching completely. It isn't starvation, it's strategy, every single cell adjusting and every hormone recalibrating. Your body stops expecting outside energy and starts producing it entirely from within. Hidden fat reserves, once dormant, now become your primary fuel source instead. This is exactly where things become genuinely fascinating on a cellular level completely. Mitochondria, those tiny power plants inside your cells, become remarkably more efficient suddenly. They learn burning fat instead of sugar, releasing cleaner energy with fewer free radicals. It's like switching your engine from cheap fuel to premium, making everything smoother. As your body adapts, your mind naturally follows this same remarkable transformation process too. Many describe this phase as entering pure clarity and calm, hunger's noise fading. Evolution designed this brilliance for one singular purpose alone, survival above everything else. When ancestors grew hungry, they needed sharp focus to find food, not weakness.
This exact same ancient mechanism still quietly works inside your body today. Remarkably, your body isn't breaking down, it's actually waking up from years of excess. Hunger stops being a threat and becomes a teacher instead, revealing human adaptability. When your body shifts fully into fat-burning mode, something genuinely magical happens beneath. Your liver begins producing ketone bodies, an alternative energy source for brain and muscles. These ketones are remarkably clean, efficient, and surprisingly powerful compared to regular glucose. During this phase, energy levels actually rise instead of dropping like most expect. Your brain, which normally depends entirely on glucose, learns thriving beautifully on ketones instead. Studies show this metabolic state improves focus, reduces anxiety, and protects against neurodegeneration. It's essentially your biological equivalent of upgrading to a smarter, faster operating system. But this transformation doesn't arrive without genuine discomfort during those first difficult few days. Fatigue, irritability, and the infamous keto flu often appear before real balance arrives.
Yet once this transition fully completes, most people report newfound steadiness and internal balance. No longer chained to constant sugar crashes, your energy remains remarkably stable throughout days. This invisible miracle, your body feeding itself, proves evolution's incredible underlying biological brilliance. Your fat stores were never meant to be permanent, they were designed for sustenance. When you eat once daily, you simply remind biology to do its original job. Around 16 to 20 hours into fasting, a silent revolution begins at cellular level. Damaged proteins and malfunctioning cell parts are broken down and recycled through autophagy completely. This process literally means self-eating, your body's built-in detox system working. This mechanism isn't new at all. It's actually remarkably ancient and deeply significant. Japanese scientist Yoshinori Ohsumi won the Nobel Prize in 2016 studying autophagy. It's a mechanism so vital that failure allows cancer, Alzheimer's, and heart disease thrive. But when properly activated through fasting, cells rejuvenate themselves with microscopic surgical precision. Think of it as your body's spring cleaning, dismantling old cells for newer ones. It's not just about appearance, it's genuinely about your body functioning far better overall. Fasting gives your body time and space to heal what constant eating never allows. This phase might not feel dramatic outwardly, but internally, biology performs a true masterpiece, a molecular symphony of renewal that may hold longevity's greatest and most guarded secret. Hunger isn't purely physical, it's deeply psychological, triggering complex reactions both primal and emotional. At first, this feels chaotic. Mood swings, irritability, and persistent cravings dominate your thoughts. But over time, something remarkable begins happening inside your brain's neural wiring completely. Fasting increases production of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, a protein stimulating new neuron growth. In simple terms, fasting genuinely makes your brain measurably stronger and more resilient overall. Studies suggest it enhances learning, memory retention, and even resistance to chronic stress. People practicing one meal daily often describe an unexpected sense of calmness settling. Thoughts become clearer, emotions steadier, minds finally breaking free from sugar's constant roller coaster. Hunger no longer controls you. Remarkably, you begin genuinely controlling hunger instead completely. In a world built on instant gratification, learning patience becomes powerful mental training. Each hour without food becomes a quiet exercise in discipline, resilience, and deep awareness. For all its remarkable benefits, eating once daily certainly isn't without genuine potential risks.
The body adapts beautifully for many, but not every system responds identically for everyone. Some experience fatigue, low blood pressure, hormonal imbalances, or troubling nutrient deficiencies over time. The challenge isn't purely physical, it's about maintaining delicate biological balance throughout your body. When your nourishment window becomes too short, absorbing necessary nutrients becomes genuinely difficult sometimes. Muscles may weaken gradually, and your immune system can potentially take a hit. Women particularly may experience menstrual cycle disruptions due to changing leptin and hormone levels. Psychologically, this routine can occasionally blur dangerously into obsession around food and control. The pursuit of discipline can sometimes cross into anxiety disguised as healthy restraint entirely. Even science agrees, fasting is powerful, but genuinely isn't suitable for absolutely everyone. The dark side isn't fasting itself, but forgetting food means connection, culture, and care. Balance, not extremes, ultimately keeps both your human body and mind truly thriving alive. Eating once daily sounds like a miracle solution, but every single body remains genuinely unique. For some, this rhythm unlocks boundless energy, sharper focus, and effortless natural weight control. For others, it brings exhaustion, mood swings, or troubling hormonal chaos throughout their system. The truth isn't universal, it's deeply personal and dependent on individual circumstances entirely. Athletes might struggle with muscle loss if unable to fit nutrients into one meal. People with diabetes or thyroid conditions may face dangerous blood sugar metabolism fluctuations easily. Women, whose hormones are more sensitive to caloric restriction, risk cycle disruption and fatigue. Fasting is powerful, but precision and personal awareness genuinely matter more than anything else. On the other hand, those with inflammation or insulin resistance can benefit tremendously instead. Controlled fasting reduces inflammation markers, lowers blood sugar, and stimulates cellular repair mechanisms significantly. This is supported by modern research coming from Harvard, Stanford, and the NIH. The lesson here is simple. Eating once daily isn't universal, it's simply a tool. Like any powerful tool, it must always be used wisely and thoughtfully by everyone. It can heal you or harm you entirely depending on how it's properly wielded. For decades, scientists searched relentlessly for longevity's secret, wondering why some people defy time. Surprisingly, many clues consistently lead back toward caloric restriction and genuine metabolic rest completely. When your body spends more time repairing than digesting, something extraordinary begins happening naturally. Animal studies from the National Institute on Aging show fasting extends lifespan significantly. In humans, data points toward improved mitochondrial health, reduced inflammation, and delayed disease onset completely. Fasting doesn't make you immortal, but it optimizes the very machinery keeping you alive. Beyond pure biology, fasting also profoundly influences your mind's clarity and emotional stability entirely. It increases appreciation for food itself, transforming your very relationship with eating completely. The first bite after 24 hours isn't just a meal, it's genuine awakening. Your senses sharpen dramatically, gratitude deepens naturally, and hunger teaches something profoundly important instead. Perhaps longevity isn't purely about living longer, but living far more consciously one meal. Long before science had words like autophagy or ketones, ancient civilizations already practiced fasting regularly. From Greek philosophers like Hippocrates to spiritual traditions across India, Egypt, and Japan, fasting was seen as a genuine path toward clarity, healing, and personal renewal completely. They didn't have modern data, they simply trusted deep instinct and generational human intuition instead.
Hunter-gatherers never planned their meals. They survived confidently between them through natural cycles. Their bodies learned thriving through feast and famine cycles, perfectly attuned to nature's rhythm. That exact same rhythm still quietly beats inside your body right now, waiting patiently. The difference is modern comfort has slowly silenced this ancient rhythm over many generations. Today, choosing to eat once daily isn't adopting a trend, it's returning home completely. We're syncing our biology with wisdom far older than civilization itself has ever known. In doing so, we rediscover strength that modern, convenient life has nearly completely forgotten. Maybe that's exactly why fasting doesn't just feel different, it genuinely feels deeply connected. Connected to your ancestors, your instincts, and the timeless dialogue between hunger and survival. If your body could speak after a full day without food, it wouldn't beg, it would thank you sincerely for finally giving it time to repair and breathe. Every single cell would whisper how good it feels avoiding constant sugar and insulin floods. It would remind you gently that fasting is a tool, never a rigid religion. The human body was designed for flexibility, built to feast, fast, and adapt naturally. Going to dangerous extremes was never evolution's intended way. Harmony always remained the true goal. Eating once daily can awaken dormant powers, but always requires genuine awareness and care. Science gave names to these ancient instincts: ketosis, autophagy, metabolic switching, yet essence remains timeless. Fasting isn't about denial, it's fundamentally about discovery and rediscovering forgotten inner biological wisdom. It teaches that true nourishment genuinely begins long before you ever take your first bite. So if your body could speak, it would say simply, "Feed me when needed, but please don't be afraid to occasionally let me rest and quietly heal myself. I've known how to survive far longer than you've ever known how to eat."